Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of the Asphyx, Asphyx. It's a horror sci-fi, I'll probably put it down as a horror. It came out in 1972, Amazon has it down as 1973. Amazon is a 15, IMDb is an AA. It's an hour and 39 minutes, although Amazon's an hour and 22, so I'm not sure what was cut from it. The Amazon rating is 4.4 out of 5, IMDb is 6.2 out of 10. The synopses are the same, so I'll just read IMDb's. English country squire Sir Hugo Cunningham searches for immortality by literally bottling up the spirit of the dead, or Asphyx. So the director is Peter Newbrook, who hasn't directed anything else. Produced as well as two of them, but the one we produced on is John Brittany, who did Crucible of Terror. And music was by Bill McGuffey, who did During One Night. The cast, well, I'll pick the main three. We have Robert Powell, who was Giles Cunningham, who was in The Detectives. Fantastic series if you like comedy. British comedy. It's got Jasper Carrott in there. I love it. It's just brilliant if you like that kind of comedy. Jane Lapatoire, Lapotairie, who was Christina Cunningham, who was in Lady Jane. And Robert Stevens, who was Sir Hugo Cunningham, who was in Cleopatra. It was filmed in Shepperton Studios in Surrey in England, Fox Hills Club and Resort in Chertsey, Chertsey, which was Sir Hugo Cunningham's manor house. I didn't actually realise it was a real house. And Winstanley Estate in Battersea in England, which was the car accident at the junction of Winstanley Road and Carmichael Close, if you're curious. It's also known as Spirit of the Dead, The Horror of Death, which is the Irish and the alternative UK and USA title, and Experiments, which is the West German title. Obviously, West Germany doesn't exist anymore, but that was what it was. So it starts with this police car with the old from the 70s. It's so much better than the air raid sirens that we all get. You know what they sound like nowadays. You feel like you just want to just curl up into a ball when you hear that thing going past. There's some soothing music at the beginning with the credits, and there's some dusty looking rooms. So it's quite nice just to chill to. Now, and this is what confused me. I was like, okay, yeah, got the car, the police car, yeah, music, yeah. And then I watched this horse and drawn carriage. I was like, the hell? Have I just gone back in time? And then this dude, which turned out to be Hugo, and this woman called Miss Sweet, who was, don't know who she was, to be brutally honest, got out and met by the butler. It was a nice small house, the living room's about the size of my entire house. It apparently really exists, as we found out. The speech is very articulate, it's nicely spoken. And then Dad's taken some photos he believed is the soul leaving the body. It's not this wafty thing like we all think. It's like this dark smudge on these photos. Because this is way back before, the internet and computers and stuff. So I think it's on the trailer. It looks like he has an early moving camera, let's call it, the early camcorder. So he's kind of like making his first film. And I don't think anyone else has even heard of one of these films before. But it's the bit on the trailer where he's yelling at them on the boat to start going, and he's like yelling action, and they all set off. And then I saw the first boating accident, and for some bizarre reason, Anna, who was Fiona Walker, Anna Wheatley, couldn't swim. It's like, what's she doing on the lake then? It's like, in films when someone says turn down the lights so it's dark, well, Giles does that, and it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. It still looks like daylight. They were looking at this video thing. So we have an explanation of Asphyx. I don't know if this is true. I'll scribble it down as he was saying it, so bear with me. Greek mythology, there is a spirit of death. It manifests itself only when in times of danger, when it's existed in internal agony. It seeks out the dying, the damned, only by possessing those about to die, at last released from unspeakable torment. That's quite enjoyable, isn't it? Now, like I say, I've never seen Robert Powell in anything other than Detectives, and he's very good in this. I thought he was fantastic in this film. He's done a lot of other stuff. In fact, he's not even, when you look at his name, he doesn't even come up with The Detectives is what he's famous for. He's famous for Jesus of Nazareth, Marla, The Italian Job, and Harlequin. It's like, I don't know what those are. So they've hung this poor dude for, I don't know what it was. Was he hung for penance, you know? Well, yeah, but also as a deterrent. Now, I'm in the UK, right? And we're not in a great time at the moment with our Labour Party. Got in with 30% of the vote, or was some pointless crap like that. But I couldn't imagine if Labour decided that. It says, right, okay, because he's done that. He's shoved people in prison for typing on a keyboard. 5 years, boom. What? So can you imagine if they just hung him? Right, okay, let's teach everybody a lesson. Don't type anything bad. Don't send this emoji. Don't share this image. Hang him. It's just like, welcome to communist UK. But I loved how they caught it, right? How they got this Asphyx. And then they realised what happens if you take the Asphyx from a dying host. So now it notches up, it switches up a notch. So this is what it's to do with the film. So I was just watching an intense scene with this guy dying, right? Hugo and Giles are trying to capture the Asphyx in the lab that looks like a library. It was the actual lab. I thought it was. I thought it was a library at first, but then I had to like copy it, pause it a few times, and then I realised, yeah, we're in the lab. But don't worry, the guy who was dying found a jar of acid. Don't know how he found it, and then threw it. Hugo was absolutely thrilled at this point. But then I thought, well, it can't be acid because it's like white. But then I realised that they're using like the flash things. You know, when you hold something up and you light it and, and it flashes so that they can take photos. So I think it was like that phosphorus stuff. So there's this guinea pig that they've made immortal, right? It's white. Obviously, you know, doesn't matter about anything. Anyway, so it's obviously been a while, and somehow it's managed to get onto Christina's bed. Now, she's never seen it before, don't know where it's come from, but it's okay, she's going to help it. So she's going to let it outside. But I'm not sure if that'll survive well outside. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's immortal, but she don't know that. It was interesting because they needed to convince Christina. I'm thinking, aha, how are they going to figure that out when they realise the guinea pig's been let loose? I was waiting for the Hugo to see these words. So in Hammer films, this isn't a Hammer film, but in Hammer films from the era, from the from that time, the horse-drawn carriages and stuff, they always go, "Damn your impertinence!" I was like, "Come on, Hugo, say it." No, he didn't. I was like, "Damn you," because it's just like, "Damn your impertinence." So what they need to do is to get the Asphyx, you need to scare someone to death. So I think they think they're going to die, and then the Asphyx comes along, and that's how you can split it off. So they tried electrocution. So they're thinking of another way to sort of entice it out. You maybe drown. Drowning's a good one. Nah, let's use a guillotine. It's like, but you can't guess what happened there. But I love the ending in the lab. And hence the police car, which I'm not going to say because it gives the film away. But I enjoyed it. It's definitely an 8, believe it or not. I liked it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of the Asphyx. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the film reviews. Some from the old days. I've got quite a lot of horrors, so you'll be able to find something that you might be able to find enjoyable. Give me a thumbs up, like I say. Have you seen this film? Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.